Hey, Ed here from 10,000 Foot View, and I've got another Google Ads quick tip for you today. So just before I jump in, a reminder to please subscribe to the channel. We post new content once or twice a week, all about Google Ads. Okay, so today I am going to talk about Google's new tool for generating images within PMax campaigns. And this is part of new AI functionality they've added to PMax, which also includes headline and description generation. I find those tools to be pretty subpar myself, and I'll probably shoot a video on those at another time. But I wanted to talk specifically today about the image generator. So in a few words, it's not great. And it's not that the AI behind the tool does a poor job of image generation, because it'll do what most of the third party or the other image generators do, but a lot of functionality is blocked that you probably want to use in your Google Ads images. So, and in fact, they outline um, that right in the text box. So it says here, include details about the subject, color, style, and background. Images of people and faces aren't supported yet. What they haven't said here is they also don't support any brand names. And I'll get into that as I run through some examples. But basically, to get here, if you have an existing PMax campaign or you're creating one, when you get to the image creation section, you'll have an option there to generate images, which is just in beta right now. And it'll bring you to this dialog. So as with all image generators, you basically put in a text prompt and it will create images to suit. And I can show you what the issues are. So um, generate an image of a Jeep, right, which is a brand name. Load it with accessories, with snow-capped mountains in the. Okay, now watch what happens. So it does not allow brands, so it identified Jeep as a brand. So if you sell accessories specifically for brands, like for Toyota, Jeep, or whatever, you're not going to be able to create images with that specific vehicle. And the same would be true for virtually anything. So if you're like in a cottage industry and you're providing accessories for an iPhone, you won't be able to say create an image of an iPhone. Now that may change, as they get out of beta and they figure things out. But for now, you're pretty limited. And then the other limitation with the images of people, I mean, the vast majority of images you run in Google Ads do contain faces of people. So, I don't want to say this is a non-starter, but I think it kind of only works for a narrow slice of applications right now. That said, I mean, if it does work for you and meet your requirements, it's okay. So I'm going to try this with just SUV. And you will see, at least when I tested before, that the images were pretty bang on. So here's one. And now when you have the image output, you have a few options. So you can select it immediately, but I always like to do a zoom in first. So that gives you, better view of the vehicle. And that looks kind of like a Subaru logo, but it looks more like a Ford truck to me. Um, and this is the problem, right? So if you're selling accessories for a Toyota, you probably want like a 4Runner or something here. But it shows some other specifications. And as you can from the previous menu, you can select it and add it to your campaign. You can generate similar images to this based on this one. You can hide it if it's not aligned with what you want. You can save it to your asset library, which is really handy because then you can just use it later to apply to different campaigns. And that's kind of it. So if you select this, um, what'll happen is it'll create 3 versions of it if appropriate. And not all of these are going to be suitable, right? So this one's pretty badly cropped. So I probably wouldn't want to use this one. But these two are okay. Um, and then, you can basically go through and add more of these. You can generate more based on the one that you like the best. Um, this one's kind of cool. Although I don't know that you'd be driving around with bags hanging off the side of your truck. Um, this tire is kind of in a weird spot, so definitely has the same issues that all AI image generators do, but compound it with that, Google's got a lot of restrictions around, not showing people and not being able to include any brands in your prompt. So, feel free to play around with this. I mean, it can be better than if you're using stock images for sure. But I think you're going to be much better off with one of the other AI generators that sits outside of Google. The main thing with those is just make sure that you're generating images in the right aspect ratio and in high enough quality. Um, anyway, that's it for today. I may have another look at this tool in a couple of months as it kind of improves. But again, that's it for today. I hope you found this useful, and I will see you next time.